You're swimming in warm, crystal clear water. The sun is shining. The waves are gentle. Everything feels perfect. Then you notice something. A dark shape beneath you. At first, it seems distant, harmless. But then it moves. And suddenly, one terrifying question takes over your mind. What if you just fell into shark-infested waters? Would you survive? Most people think they know the answer. Movies have taught us that the ocean instantly becomes a feeding frenzy the moment a shark appears. But the reality is far more surprising. And in some ways, much more terrifying. Because if you ever found yourself alone in shark-infested waters, the biggest threat might not be the sharks at all. Imagine this. You're standing on the deck of a boat hundreds of miles from shore. Maybe you're on a fishing trip. Maybe you're on a cruise. Maybe you're simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. A sudden wave hits. You lose your balance. And before you can react, you're in the water. The boat keeps moving. Within seconds, it becomes a distant shape on the horizon. Now you're floating alone. No life jacket. No rescue nearby. Just ocean. Endless ocean. And somewhere beneath you, sharks. The first thing that happens isn't physical. It's psychological. Your heart rate explodes. Your breathing becomes rapid. Adrenaline floods your body. Your brain immediately starts imagining every shark attack you've ever seen. This is where most people make their first mistake. They panic. And panic is incredibly dangerous. Not because sharks are attracted to fear. They aren't. But because panic burns energy. It increases oxygen consumption. It clouds judgment. And it makes bad decisions far more likely. Now ask yourself, could you stay calm? Because survival often depends on that single skill. The first hour is critical. Not because sharks are circling you, but because your body is entering survival mode. Every minute matters. Most people immediately begin swimming. That sounds logical. After all, staying still feels wrong. But here's the problem. You probably have no idea where land actually is. The horizon looks identical in every direction. Swimming aimlessly can exhaust you long before help arrives. And exhaustion in open water is often a death sentence. The smartest move may be the hardest one. Conserve energy. Float whenever possible. Control your breathing. Think before acting. But then another thought enters your mind. What if a shark really is nearby? Here's where reality becomes fascinating. Scientists have studied shark behavior for decades. And despite what movies suggest, humans are not preferred prey. Most sharks hunt fish, seals, squid, and marine mammals. Humans simply aren't on the menu. In fact, many shark encounters involve curiosity rather than aggression. A shark may approach, circle, investigate, and leave. That sounds comforting, until you realize something important. Curiosity still involves a several hundred-pound predator examining you from only a few feet away. Imagine seeing a shadow emerge beneath you, slowly, silently, a shape larger than your entire body. Would you remain calm? Most people wouldn't. And that's where things get dangerous. Rapid splashing can mimic the movements of injured prey. Erratic behavior creates vibrations. The ocean is a world of signals. Sharks are masters at reading them. Their sensory systems are extraordinary. Some species can detect tiny electrical impulses produced by living organisms. Others can sense vibrations from remarkable distances. The ocean might seem empty, but to a shark, it contains a constant stream of information. And now you're part of that information. But here's the surprising truth. Even if sharks are present, your immediate danger may still come from somewhere else. The sun, the dehydration, and the ocean itself. Picture this. Hours pass. The excitement fades. The reality sets in. You're thirsty, very thirsty, and all around you is water. Millions upon millions of gallons of it. Yet not a single drop is safe to drink. Seawater contains far too much salt. Drinking it accelerates dehydration. Your kidneys struggle. Your body loses even more water. Your condition worsens faster. Many people assume thirst is uncomfortable. In reality, severe dehydration becomes devastating. Confusion begins. Decision-making deteriorates. Muscle function declines. Hallucinations can appear, and that's often before sharks become relevant. Nature has a cruel sense of irony. You're surrounded by water, yet dying from lack of it. But things can become even worse. The weather changes. Clouds move in. The temperature drops. The ocean starts pulling heat from your body. Water removes heat far faster than air. Even relatively warm water can eventually lead to hypothermia. Your muscles weaken. Your coordination fades. Simple movements become difficult. Survival becomes less about predators and more about physics. Most people never see this coming. They focus entirely on sharks. Meanwhile, the ocean quietly attacks them from every direction. Now imagine night arrives. The horizon disappears. The sky becomes black. The water beneath you becomes an endless void. This is where the psychological challenge reaches another level. Humans evolved on land. Our brains crave visual information. We want to know what's around us, what's approaching, what's hiding nearby. At night in the open ocean, you lose that certainty. Every splash feels significant. Every shadow feels threatening. Your imagination becomes an enemy, and exhaustion amplifies everything. But here's something fascinating. Many shark species become more active during low-light conditions, not because they're hunting humans, but because their natural prey is moving. The ocean follows rhythms older than civilization itself. Predators move, prey moves, entire ecosystems come alive, and you're floating in the middle of it. Would you be able to stay rational? Or would fear take control? The answer matters, because psychology may ultimately determine survival. Researchers who study extreme survival situations often find that mindset separates survivors from victims. People who maintain goals, small tasks, simple plans, tend to last longer. Hope isn't just emotional. It's biological. It influences behavior, and behavior influences outcomes. But now let's talk about the scenario everyone fears. The worst-case encounter. Suppose a large shark begins circling. What should you do? Counterintuitively, turning away is often a mistake. Many experts recommend maintaining visual contact. Face the animal. Stay calm. Avoid frantic movement. Some documented encounters show sharks losing interest when they realize the object isn't behaving like prey. Of course, every encounter is different. No strategy is perfect. Wild animals are unpredictable, but understanding behavior improves your odds. Knowledge becomes survival equipment. And that's a lesson that extends far beyond sharks. Now imagine 24 hours have passed. The rescue hasn't arrived. Your energy reserves are falling. Your body is deteriorating. The sun has burned your skin. Your lips are cracked. Your muscles ache. Every movement feels expensive. This is where survival becomes brutally mathematical. Calories, water, body temperature, energy conservation. Everything matters. And the ocean is incredibly efficient at exposing weaknesses. Yet people have survived astonishing situations. There are documented cases of individuals lasting days in open water. Some survived because they remained calm, others because they floated instead of swimming, some because rescuers found them before dehydration became irreversible. The common factor? They avoided unnecessary mistakes. That's the hidden truth about survival. It's often less about heroic actions and more about avoiding catastrophic decisions. Most survival stories are actually stories about patience, discipline, and self-control. Now let's answer the question. Would the average person survive shark-infested waters? The answer is probably not for the reasons most people think. The average person would likely lose to panic before losing to sharks. They might exhaust themselves swimming. They might make poor decisions. They might underestimate dehydration. They might fight the ocean instead of adapting to it. And that's what makes this scenario so fascinating. The real danger isn't always the giant predator beneath the surface. Sometimes it's your own mind. Sometimes it's the environment. Sometimes it's a chain of small mistakes that slowly become impossible to reverse. So could you survive? Maybe, if you stayed calm, if you conserved energy, if you understood the science, if you resisted panic, and if luck stayed on your side. Because after seeing everything that can go wrong, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. The sharks might be the most visible threat, but the ocean itself is the real survival challenge. It isn't angry. It isn't hunting you. It isn't trying to kill you. It simply doesn't care whether you live or die. And that's what makes it truly terrifying.